So you're off the case?
Yeah, thanks to Stephen Huntley.
Well, doesn't he have his hand in a lot of cookie jars?
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Wait a second, nothing never means nothing.
Sometimes it means something.
Do you want me to force it out of you?
I may or may not need plausible deniability.
Rachel?
Donna slept with Stephen.
Holy...
You cannot let her know that you know.
Does Harvey know?
No, not yet. Don't you dare tell him.
Yeah, like I'm gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole, but he's gonna care that she didn't tell him.
So, how are you gonna get back on that case?
I got a different case. Graham Stinton.
The accountant who embezzled $30 million from our client.
Yep. And our job is to get the money back, quietly.
Our job is in Pearson Darby.
Our job is in you and me. I'm interviewing his associate this afternoon, and I need your help.
You want me to be the Mike to your Harvey.
I do want you to be the Mike to my Harvey.
Yeah, well, it's not really a thing.
It can be.
Oh.
Huh.
I get to ask half the questions.
Harvey doesn't let Mike ask half the questions.
Fine, 1/3.
Harvey doesn't negotiate with Mike.
Mike doesn't have sex with Harvey.
1/3 of the question seems reasonable to me. All right, so how do we celebrate?
Celebrate what?
You know, our first case as a couple. We should go to that French place you like, get a bottle of wine, a couple of things that I don't know how to pronounce, and then go back to my place and celebrate.
That's what we're calling it these days.
Oh, victory sex seemed less romantic.
Well, I can't tonight.
Why not?
I have dinner with my parents.
Maybe I could come with you.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want me there.
No,
Whoa, wait a minute. You don't want me there.
Of course I do.
You don't look like you do. What, is it because I'm white?
That's not funny.
Empirically, it is.
No, it's not, and you're acting like it's nothing.
Well, Rachel, come on. Look, I know it's something, but you're acting like it's everything.
It is everything.
Wait a second. Do you not want me to meet them tonight or at all?
I don't want them to find out your secret.
They're not going to find out.
How do you know that?
Because no one finds out. You, Donna, Jessica, you were all told. Besides, I met your dad. He didn't figure it out.
He met you as someone that he wouldn't give a second thought to, Mike. As my boyfriend, he is going to put you under the microscope.
I can pass inspection.
But what about me? Because you might be experienced at lying to the world, but I'm not. And it's not the world, it's my family.
Okay, Rachel, you and I have told each other that we love each other, right? Did we mean that or not? If we did, then at some point I am gonna have to meet your parents.
Interview's in 20 minutes, we should go.
Miss Clark, do you know Graham Stinton well?
We've worked together for a while.
And you handle the books for his accounts, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
We just need to know when exactly you became aware that Mr. Stinton was manipulating the numbers.
I don't believe he was.
Well, the auditors disagree.
Well, I disagree with them. Graham's a good person.
I'm sure Bernie Madoff's friends all said the same thing.
That isn't fair. And Graham isn't the only person who had access to those accounts. Mr. Oxnard, Mr. DePietro, several individuals from the controller's office.
I just have one question for you. How long have you been sleeping with him?
What?
You smiled when you started talking about him. You called him Graham. You've referred to everyone else as Mr. or individual.
And when my colleague asked you about sleeping with him, you didn't seem offended. You seemed caught.
I had nothing to do with this.
That doesn't mean you don't know anything.
Look, Miss Clark, we're trying to make this go away quietly. But if we can't, we're gonna make it go away loudly, which means putting you on the stand.
Beth, you won't be able to take the fifth because you won't be testifying against yourself.
And if you lie on the stand, that's perjury.
Look, if you really want to protect him, just get him to give us the money back, now. Well, we can still take care of this quietly.
I can't.
That's it. Calling the DA.
I think we should give her some time to think about it.
I don't think so.
Mike, it's a hard decision.
Fine. She has until tomorrow. Did you see the look on her face?
Are you kidding? We put that look on her face. Good cop, bad cop.
Mike, Harvey.
So I guess it is a thing.
So we should have the money back by this weekend, and then we can celebrate.
I was thinking that we could celebrate tonight. After dinner with my parents.
Do you want me to come?
That look on Beth's face, it didn't just say that they slept together. She loves him. I told you I love you. And I meant it. That's not something I want to hide from my family.
actually made plans, so I'm not gonna be having a bad joke.
It's terrible
Bad
timing, I think.
Oh, it's...
So I tell her it's not my fault she might be early. And I'm in the middle of closing arguments.
And I tell him that if he's not with me when she arrives, the next case he'll try is his own murder.
Then I walk in the room and she sees that I was right outside the door the whole time.
I was not amused.
You weren't amused. You actually didn't go into labor for another week. I lost that case.
Robert, you've had enough potatoes.
She's trying to make me eat that foodie bull.
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
She made me a smoothie this morning. I got all excited it was green.
That's what healthy looks like.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're not alone.
What was that?
I'm bonding with your father here.
Speaking of which,
Robert,
what? You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
I know the next 6 things you're going to say, and you're not going to say them because I told you Rachel doesn't want you grilling this poor young man.
What?
Mom.
You're not taking it easy on me, are you?
A little.
You told me to rein him in.
I also told you not to tell him.
That's not how we do things in this family. I'm not keeping things from your father.
You kept it from me when you scratched the car.
Robert, eat your potatoes.
What's so funny?
She's not consistent with the potatoes.
She's not consistent with anything.
Okay, you're not getting any potatoes.
What's so funny?
I see where she gets it from.
Guess what?
You better shut up and eat your potatoes. So, Michael,
Mike.
so now you're gonna tell me what to call you?
No, it's people usually.
I'm just messing with you. So where are you from?
I grew up in Brooklyn.
Brothers, sisters?
Only child.
Parents still there?
They both died when I was a kid.
Nah, you're messing with me. I just asked an orphan about his dead parents and made a joke about it, didn't I?
Does he like apple or blueberry?
Mom, shh, I'm trying to hear what they're saying.
Rachel, relax. He can handle your father.
How do you know?
Because you wouldn't have brought him here if he couldn't. Besides, what are you so afraid they're going to say?
You're right, nothing.
Honey, what is it? You don't have to tell me. But just tell me this. Do you love him? As long as he hasn't killed someone, it'll all work out.
Look, seems like you two get along, and I like you. So I'm gonna ask you this straight. She's worked her ass off to become a lawyer.
I know.
Well, I don't want anything to stand in her way.
I would never do that.
So what happens when she gets into Stanford? You didn't know she applied there. Looks like you two have something to talk about.
You're awfully quiet this morning.
Just tired.
Still? I mean, you went home right after dinner last night.
Yeah, trouble sleeping.
Is something wrong?
Hey, who the hell do you think you are?
Mr. Stanton, I guess you got our message.
I did. And now I've got one for you. Beth and I got married this morning.
You married a woman to protect yourself?
I married her because I love her.
You did it to make any conversation that the two of you had privilege.
This is a lawyer who threatened her. Well, now you take this to trial, and she won't testify.
Well, it's too bad spousal privilege doesn't apply to marriages.
Good luck arguing that.
We offered the two of you a chance to give back the money and walk away, but after we proved you did
Oh,
this...
you can't prove I did a thing. And now you can't force her to prove it for you either.
I don't care what it takes. I'm not losing to that guy. We need to find a way around spousal privilege.
I don't see how we can.
Stupid goddamn law. Excuse
It's
me.
not entirely stupid.
Oh, what? So now you're on his side?
No. Privilege exists for reasons. You don't want to have to worry about what you trust your partner
It's
with.
assuming your partner even trusts you in the first place.
What is that even
It means,
supposed to
when were you going to tell me you applied to Stanford?
Okay. So that's why you've barely said 3 words to me since last night. My dad told you?
No, he didn't tell me. He asked me how I felt about it because he assumed I knew, like I know about all the East Coast schools that you applied to. First you didn't want me to meet your parents, and now this?
Yeah, and I changed my mind about you meeting my parents, which I'm now beginning to regret.
Oh, why? Because I found out you hid something from me?
Like, you never hid anything from me.
I hid something from you. It kept us apart. What brought us together was me telling you everything.
I was going to tell you.
When?
Before I went on Friday.
You're going there?
I got an interview. Look, I'm sorry. I just didn't know how to tell you.
I don't know. How about, hey, Mike, I might go to law school 3,000 miles away.
I don't even know if I'm going to get in, which is exactly why I didn't want to have this conversation.
No, you didn't want to have it because you might go there and you're too afraid to say it.
Okay. I might want to go there. I've said it.